And then when it comes to medicating yourself and coping with that trauma, understand this: the only way that you can get over that trauma is one of two ways. You can either learn to accept the past or forgive those who hurt you. That's easier said than done, but that's the only way that you can ever forgive that trauma. But I will tell you this, and this is something that is very, very near and dear to my heart because I've seen a lot of people do it. Leave that self-medication through drugs and alcohol the fuck alone. It's not gonna help you. It's not productive. I would way much rather you, instead of chasing those drugs, instead of chasing that alcohol, that you chase your goals. And here's the reason being: the only reason why people use those vices, the gambling and everything like that, is because they're not happy with where they are in life. They're not good with the current situation. Instead of fixing it, how many people do you know that, whenever they get stressed out, they smoke a blunt? They never came up with a solution. The problems are still there after they wake up from their nap or they eat some food or something like that. But guess what? They smoke the blunt, they're good for now. And when the same problems come back, they'll do it one more time. It's not helping anything. But now, if you're chasing a goal, chasing a dream or something like that, let's say you're in a situation where you're fucked up. Your girl's pregnant and you don't have a steady job. Now, what you could go roll up a blunt, smoke about it, talk with your friends and complain. Or you could say, well, I don't want to go to school, so let me go get a trade. You go look around. Oh, plumbers make this much. All right, let me go to this trade school. By the time the baby gets there, you're halfway done with the school. A year into that baby being there, you've been living off of the baby shower stuff and everything like that. Now, look, you're a certified plumber. Now you're making $18, $20, $25 an hour. Now that baby has a parent that can provide for himself. That was way more productive than it would have been if you just went and spent $40 on some weed and kind of complained and thought about it. And then when the baby got here, it's like, well, fuck, now I gotta figure this shit out. You're never ever gonna make your life any better by self-medicating. And I'm not saying that from a looking down perspective, because I've done it myself, not with drugs or alcohol, but with food. When I would go through all my issues when I was younger, when I used to just have to go home, and I used to dread going home. I used to be happy if I was at school, at the after school programs. I was like, I don't want to deal with this bullshit when I go back. I just want to stay where I'm at. I just want to be just secluded from all the pain around me. When I got home and it was nothing I could do and I had to deal with all this shit, you know what I would do? I would stuff my face. Pop-Tarts, cookies, donuts, pizza, all that. It made me feel great inside. Then I'll jump on the game and I'll start playing the game. And that's how I ended up being a 215-pound 8th grader. 220-pound 8th grader. That's how I didn't have a social life, because I hated people. I didn't want to go outside. My medication was seclusion and food. That's all I did. And it held me back from a lot. I was socially awkward up until the point I was about maybe a junior in high school. And it took me a long time to try to figure things out. I couldn't converse with anybody normally. To this day, I still don't like talking to people. I don't like people in general, but it'd be a lot worse. I wouldn't be able to go out and hang out with people if it wasn't for the fact that I learned how to fix myself, right? But again, I didn't do that through the self-medication. The answer wasn't in my food. It was to get me fat, and it was making me also insecure. So it was creating more problems. And that's what a lot of times what happens with the self-medication. You're just gonna create even more problems for yourself. Not only are you fucked up in life, now look, you're addicted to lean. Now you got two problems, because lean's expensive. Not only are you fucked up in life, but now you gotta smoke every time you get sad. Weed isn't that expensive to a lot of people, but let me tell you something, it could build up. I know motherfuckers that drop at least $300-$400 a month on weed. You add it up throughout a year, and you only making $20,000. You can see the correlation and how that's just adding to your problems. You see what I'm saying? It's never productive, man. If there's anything that you guys listen to in this video, or anything that you guys take away, please do not self-medicate. It's not worth it. It's gonna create more problems. You're gonna be on a whole nother scale of issues. Just leave it alone. And again, I understand where you're coming from, because it makes me feel better. As a matter of fact, when my life was fucked up a year or so ago, even though I found fitness, what made me feel better was food. Shit, the reason why I'm in a cut right now, the reason why I was as fat as I was a year ago, was because I was stressed out. Life wasn't going good. I was fucked up. I was in between jobs. I was trying to figure it out. I don't have any help. So what I'm gonna do? Stuff my face. I'm gonna go to fucking Carhartts and Juniors. I'm gonna get me the double spicy chicken sandwich. That shit's banging, by the way. Cop that if you need to on the cheat days. Bomb. Anyhow, I go there. I cop one of those. I'll go to Chick-fil-A. You know, I'll do all these things just to make myself feel better. And at the end of the day, what did it do? It just got me fat, which fucked up more stuff for me because now I gotta do a cut. But guess what? Now I'm insecure. Now I still have confidence about myself. Don't get it twisted. You know, I haven't been a fully insecure person for a long time, but I don't want to go to the beach. I don't want to wear the type of clothes I used to wear. I don't feel, I gotta dress up everywhere I go because I don't feel comfortable in it myself. I don't want to take no pictures. I don't want to look into cameras. I don't want to talk to nobody. You know, I just felt bad about myself. You know, and I felt ashamed about myself because I allowed that to happen. But look, the problems that I had, I just added on to them. I just added on to them. That food didn't do anything. It was good while it was happening, but it didn't help. You know, so leave the self-medication alone, guys. I promise you, if you sit there, you make some concrete decisions that are very useful, you'll save yourself a whole lot of trouble and a whole lot of heartache. And this next topic is gonna hit home for a lot of people. I'm gonna touch on it more when I get to the relationship series, but just to briefly touch on it, if you have anybody in your life that has contributed to your trauma, as far as like, say if you have like an uncle that stole from you, or you had a bad relationship with your parents, or you know there's a girlfriend that you're with, that's, get them the fuck out of there. I'm not saying you gotta stop talking to them altogether. You know, if there's a situation where that's family or something like that, you know, keep them in your life. Get them the fuck from around you. Don't interact with them on occasions that you can. You know, holidays and stuff like that. Get them out of there, because what's going to happen is the more that they're around, even if they're not still being that issue, it's always going to linger in the back of your head, the trauma and the pain that they caused you. And you're never going to get over it. You know, even if you're far away, it's still going to be there. But having them right there, if you can't solve that problem by talking to them, or if you have talked to them and it hasn't worked, if there's a problem that just needs time to heal, then get them the fuck from around you. You know, so for both of those, for people that have too much trauma that's affecting you, and for people that have caused you trauma, get them away from you. At the end of the day, it's not going to help you out. It's going to cause more issues. And then to piggyback off of what I just said, never use the success that you gain as you start to chase your dreams and things like that. Don't use that to hurt other people. And I say that to say this: the success that you gain, it has to be for you. You know, again, this is a part of your self-medication. This is a part of your growth. And yes, if you need to get therapy or something like that, that may be something that you need to get. But your success is all for you. It's to help you with that therapy. It's to help you get to where you need to go. You know, that person over there, I'm going to get this car just to flex on them. You know, you see a lot of people do stupid shit like that. They'll go and, you know, this person used to shit on me, so I'm going to shit on them. I'm going to go get me this fucking Rolex. And, you know, that's not productive, because what's going to happen is you're going to put yourself into debt impressing people who don't care about you anyway. Those same people that were judging you and looking down on you and talking shit, guess what? You trying to impress them doesn't matter, because they didn't care about you to begin with. If they cared about you, they wouldn't have done what they did in the past. They wouldn't have treated you how they treated you. So you just sat there and spent all this money on somebody who didn't care about you at all. And it's sad to hear that, but it's the truth. And again, I'm not just talking about enemies. Some of you flex on your friends. Some of you flex on your family. Again, we're going to touch on this when we get to relationships, but newsflash, blood doesn't fucking matter all the time. In my opinion, blood don't matter at all. It's loyalty. That's just how I rock. Now, y'all can decide to do what y'all want to do, and whatever comes with that, comes with that. You know, you're going to get your heart broken a lot. But at the end of the day, loyalty matters more than blood to me. And I'll tell you right now, flex on those family members who made you feel that way in the first place, they probably didn't give a fuck about you either. You just didn't get that memo. You probably just haven't come to that realization. It's already been reiterated in the video, but I just want to touch on it one more time, because using your pain as your fuel, man, I tell you right now, it's a different type of confidence. It's a different type of happiness that comes where you look at something and it's just like, oh man, this is just, Like I got here, like look where I was and look where I am now. You know, I can go something simple with like my fitness goals. Today, and literally today, I did it before and after. It was one picture from, I want to say this picture was in April, something like that. And right now it's October. I took 2 pictures. I was staring at it for a good like 10 minutes. It was like, yo, you know, not just because I was so disgusted with how fat I got, but like I was just so, like I would sit there and I would just keep saying, you know, I'm gonna get to where I gotta go. I'm gonna get to where I gotta go. It's gonna happen, you know. And I was still pained by the fact that I let those stressful situations get me to where I was, and I was ashamed of myself. I would look in the mirror, I'd be disgusted by what I saw. Like, how did I get here from where I was? And I let that pain drive me. And when I got back from my deployment in June, I got back June 11th. That's really when this cut really started, because up until that point, I wasn't optimally doing it. I was just, you know, trying to gear myself up for it. When I got back June 11th, and really at this point, October would basically make 3 months, or 4 months that I've been on this cut. I wasn't playing any games. I was on it, and it's a beautiful feeling just looking at the growth, you know. And that can be you guys too. A lot of you guys are gonna have the opportunity, so stick with what you're doing, you know. So whether or not I'm gonna do more of these as far as on YouTube, depending on the feedback I get from this, they might keep coming on here as opposed to the podcast. But I do want to get this podcast going. So whenever I figure out the situation with the apps and stuff, I'm gonna do that. I was thinking about this video all day. I was doing notes all day. I was going through all my notepads and stuff like that. So I just wanted to make sure that I just had to do it today. I just felt the urge to go in there and really get this information out here. And I'm gonna have this edited soon, along with some other stuff. So there's gonna be a lot of content getting sent to you guys. This is probably gonna drop with about 2 more videos. I'm really gonna be pumping this week because I've been fucking up because of how my schedule's been. But Reapers, remember this: we don't chase dreams, we hunt goals. I hope you got a better understanding of that after this video. And if I do the next podcast on here as well as on the podcast, the next topic will be the next podcast will be the difference between rich people and poor people and the traits that they have similarity to. So that's going to be a very, very interesting video. The relationships podcast will probably come not next week, but the week after. And that one is going to be interesting. So, again, thank you guys. Like, comment, subscribe.